Hello guys, I'm Tom, and today we're going to take a look at who the Angel of Death is. One of the most enigmatic, terrifying, and mysterious characters in the Hellboy universe is, without a doubt, the Angel of Death. Have you ever wondered what kind of being would have the power to decide the fate of someone like Hellboy? We're not talking about a god or a demon, but an ancient entity, beyond good and evil, shrouded in shadows and driven by a purpose as old as time itself. A creature that does not judge, it simply fulfills destiny. That's why in this video, I'll explain in detail the history and origins of the Angel of Death. I'll start by summarizing its story in the movie, then I'll talk about its physical appearance, its personality, and its incredible known abilities and weaknesses. The Angel of Death makes its enigmatic and powerful appearance in the film Hellboy II, The Golden Army, directed by Guillermo del Toro. This entity appears during one of the darkest moments in the story, when Hellboy is on the verge of death after facing off in a brutal battle with Prince Nuada, who wounds him with an enchanted spear that cannot be removed without causing death. Liz Sherman, his partner and love interest, refuses to accept his fate and, guided by the forest elves, takes him to a forbidden and forgotten place, ancient ruins that serve as a sanctuary for old beings. There dwells the Angel of Death, a mystical, imposing, and truly terrifying creature. Its design is unmistakable, an androgynous being, with wings covered in eyes, no eyes on its face, pale skin, and a cadaverous appearance, resembling a mix between biblical angels and gothic depictions of death. This figure is not only a spiritual healer, but also an oracle of destiny. When Liz arrives with Hellboy's dying body, the angel doesn't act immediately. It speaks to Liz with coldness, yet also with a deep understanding of the fate that weighs on Hellboy. It reveals that the demon's destiny is not merely to die, but to live and bring about the apocalypse. If she chooses to save him, she will not only defy the laws of cosmic balance, but also set in motion a chain of events that will lead to the end of the world. Here lies the real moral dilemma. Let Hellboy die, or save him knowing that his existence could doom the entire planet. Liz, driven by love and hope, accepts the price, believing that free will can change destiny. The angel accepts her decision and heals Hellboy, removing the spear and restoring his life. However, before leaving, it gives a chilling warning. He will bring about the end of the world. This moment not only reinforces the inherent tragedy in Hellboy's character, but also adds existential weight to every decision he will make in the future. Since then, the Angel of Death doesn't appear again physically in the cinematic universe, but its presence lingers like a constant shadow over Hellboy's fate. The warning it left is a reminder that his existence is tied to a prophecy, and his future could be marked by fire, ruin, and destruction. Although the movie doesn't explore beyond this point, it leaves the door open for future stories, where the fulfillment, or the breaking, of that foretold destiny could be further developed. Moreover, in interviews, Guillermo del Toro has mentioned that the Angel of Death is part of a broader lore that was never fully developed due to the cancellation of a third film, where its role as a guide to Hellboy's fate was going to become even more significant. And now that we've fully covered its story, I want to talk to you about the Angel of Death's physical appearance, what we know about its personality and behavior, and explain its incredible known abilities and weaknesses. The design of the Angel of Death is a masterpiece of gothic and fantastical aesthetics, conceived under the vision of director Guillermo del Toro and masterfully portrayed by Doug Jones, a cult actor known for bringing to life creatures like the Pale Man in Pan's Labyrinth and Abe Sapien in the Hellboy saga. Doug, with his slender frame and unique physical expressiveness, makes this entity feel supernatural and sacred, as if it walks between the realm of the living and the dead without fully belonging to either. Its on-screen presence is striking from the very first moment. The angel possesses a pair of enormous black wings, wide and arched, that unfold with solemn grace. But what makes them even more unsettling is that they are covered in eyes, dozens, perhaps hundreds, that blink independently, constantly observing everything around them, even though the angel's face is completely devoid of sight. These eyes are not just symbolic. They seem to represent the creature's omniscience, as if it can see beyond the present, into the soul, and through time itself. Its face is cadaverous, skeletal, without any defined human features, and most disturbingly, it has no eyes. Instead, the skin is taut and pale, as if it were a bone-like mask. The absence of pupils, where we would normally expect to find some trace of humanity, turns it into a figure that evokes the inevitable and the inescapable, death itself. The angel of death's attire is also worthy of analysis. It wears a long, dark, and tattered robe adorned with ancient symbols and details reminiscent of the funerary rites of long-lost cultures. Its garments seem to have come from an ancestral tomb or the altar of a civilization that worshipped death as something sacred. Every aspect of its outfit and posture evokes the image of a fallen angel, one that may have once served a higher cause, but now remains neutral, fulfilling a purpose beyond good and evil. The personality of the angel of death is as mysterious as its appearance. Unlike many characters who make their intentions clear, this entity presents itself as an impassive force, timeless and detached from human morality. It does not act out of compassion, hatred, fear, or hope. It acts because it must. When it speaks, it does so with a soft, calm voice wrapped in a poetic, almost hypnotic tone. Its words are not meant to persuade or comfort. It merely states what it knows, as if reciting lines from an ancient book written by the gods of fate. It shows no human emotions, no love, no resentment, no joy, no sorrow. It is neutral by nature, just another cog in the great cosmic machinery. The angel of death does not judge. It is not its role to decide who lives or dies based on merit, but rather to fulfill the destiny mapped out for each soul. Its role in the Hellboy universe is to be the messenger of the inevitable, a reminder that even those with supernatural powers must face their end, or worse, carry the burden of their fate. Still, there is something subtle and unsettling in its interaction with Hellboy. Though it maintains its neutrality, it seems to recognize the importance of Hellboy's demonic lineage and even displays a faint interest, a kind of silent respect for the magnitude of the destiny he bears. It warns Liz about what is to come, not as a punishment, but as an echo of a future it has already seen. This faint interest does not make the angel an ally or an enemy. It makes it an eternal witness. The angel does not interfere or seek to alter the course of events, but its words leave a mark, a warning that Hellboy will carry with him until the end of his days. The angel of death doesn't need to raise its voice or wield a weapon to inspire fear. Its power doesn't lie in physical strength or combat, but in something much deeper, something far more transcendental. This creature embodies the very concept of the end, and for that reason, its abilities go beyond what most living beings can comprehend. It's most impressive and feared. Power is the ability to alter the very thread of existence. It can decide whether a soul crosses the threshold into the afterlife or remains bound to the world of the living. In Hellboy II, The Golden Army, it is precisely this ability that allows it to bring Hellboy back to life after a mortal wound. But this gift does not come without a cost. Altering fate sets off a chain of consequences, often terrible and unavoidable. It's not a miraculous healing, like one might expect from a divine being in other mythologies, but a direct intervention in the fabric of destiny, rewriting what was already written. And in the universe of Hellboy, every change in fate comes with a price. The angel of death does not predict the future, it knows it. It has the ability to see the destiny of any being that approaches, not just their end, but the entire path that will lead them there. This omniscience makes it an unyielding oracle, with no room for doubt or speculation. When it tells Liz Sherman that Hellboy will bring about the end of the world, it doesn't say it as a threat or a possibility. It is a fixed affirmation, an unavoidable fact, unless something or someone manages to alter that fate. Thus, the angel becomes a kind of living archive of karma and destiny, a silent figure bearing the absolute knowledge of what has been and what will be. Though it does not fight or attack, its mere presence is enough to alter the atmosphere. It doesn't need to speak loudly or move violently. Its surrounding silence is enough to chill the blood. Its arrival is not seen, but felt. Those who encounter it are marked forever by the experience, something neither time nor dreams can erase. Its energy resonates like a funeral bell, announcing the end of something, a life, a cycle, or an era. It's likely that its very presence has psychic or spiritual effects on those nearby, as if its essence opens a rift between the physical and spiritual realms. This atmosphere makes it even more dangerous, even without lifting a finger. Speaking of weaknesses, in the case of the Angel of Death, is complicated. This is not an entity that can be defeated in battle or contained by physical means. There are no records of anyone having faced it, much less defeated it. However, there are natural limitations within its very essence. The first is that its will is bound to fate. It does not act out of desire, emotion, or whim. It only intervenes when the balance of existence demands it, or when it is directly summoned or sought, like Liz did. Even though it has the power to save or condemn, it cannot exercise that power without a just cause or a direct request. It is bound to cosmic rules, to an ancient code that even it cannot break. Furthermore, the Angel of Death does not intervene directly in the physical world. Unlike other entities in the Hellboy universe, it does not walk among humans or involve itself in their conflicts. It dwells in a hidden place, deep within ancient ruins, far from the knowledge and sight of the living. To reach it, one must know how to search and be willing to pay the price. This separation keeps it distant, more a symbol than an active agent in human drama. And despite its immense power, the angel does not impose its will. It merely offers choices, shows what will happen, but never forces anyone to follow its advice. Its role is that of a witness to destiny, not a judge or executioner. If someone ignores its warnings, it does not stop them. And in that sense, its neutrality can become a weakness. It cannot prevent chaos if it chooses to remain on the sidelines, because in the end, it is merely a spectator of the inevitable. And that is everything we know so far about the enigmatic Angel of Death from the Hellboy II, the Golden Army universe, a figure that doesn't need violence or words to impose itself, that doesn't act of its own will, but by the weight of destiny itself. Personally, I think it's one of the most powerful and poetic representations of the concept of death in modern fiction. Its mere presence leaves a mark, not only on the characters, but also on us as viewers. But now I want to know what you think. Had you already heard of the Angel of Death before watching this explanation? Do you think this kind of entity should intervene more often in Hellboy's stories? And if you had the chance to stand before it, knowing what it represents, would you ask it to change your fate, even if that came with consequences? Leave your answers in the comments, and tell me your overall opinion about this mysterious and fascinating being. I love reading what you think and sharing theories with you all. As always, thanks for watching the video. I truly appreciate your time. If you liked it, share it with someone who loves the dark creatures of cinema as much as you do, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my new videos.